Flosstube. I am Molly West, the Sensible Stitcher, and I am back for a weekly stitching update. I hope everyone is doing well. I enjoyed reading all of the comments from my last video, and I especially loved how many of you guys mentioned Chandler's little cameo. It was unexpected. He was so sweet. Came over and gave me a hug during the last video. So thank you for the shout outs to Chandler. But anyways, we'll just dive right into stitching. I can let you know what I worked on in the last 7 days, and I'll give you some projections of things I think I might work on this upcoming week. This upcoming week is a bit of a question mark for me. I have one day I'll be at work, one of the days I'll be traveling, so I am sure my stitching time for my next video will be greatly reduced compared to what I did for this video, and that's okay. Well, let me just go ahead and show you what I worked on. Last week, I showed you that I was going to work on Nature's Piece. Sorry about the glare. There we go. Nature's Piece. It's Carriage House Samplings. And I was hoping to get started on the deer, and I did. So this is where I am now. Since you saw it last, I stitched in this third tree trunk, which is not completely finished, but I stitched in this tree trunk and started on the deer. And that's it. I just gave it 1 day of stitching, and that was all I got done. But my goal was to make it over to the deer, and I did that. So, yay. The next piece that I worked on got a lot of attention. I think I'm pushing for a finish. Y'all, I've had this going for a long time. It is Blackbird Designs Octopus Garden. Oh, I am so sorry. Nature's Piece is on a 40 count Vertil, which is a 40 count even weave that typically comes in white, and I dyed it in coffee myself. This next piece is Blackbird Design, and it's Octopus Garden. I am stitching it on a 32 count linen that I dyed. And this is where I am now. And I got a lot of progress on this piece. I'm gonna put in a side-by-side picture so you can see how far I got. But I finished the octopus. I put in a fish. I have not filled in the colors. This fish will be colorful. I only got the outline of it. I am missing a plant here. I am missing doodads and whatnots across the bottom, but I brought this little bit of the border down. I stitched in this. I think that I stitched in several of these flowers, and I finished this stem, this long stem, and I know I finished my octopus with all his wonderful wonky colors. And I put in this starfish. I got so much done on this. I'm really, really proud of the amount of work I got done on him, and I'm pulling him out again next week. I'm just gonna keep pulling that little guy out. I'm ready for him to be framed. Done and framed. Off the whip list. Let's see, what did I work on next? The next thing that I worked on was, what is this one called? I'm sorry, friends. I think it's called Ashley's Roses. It's a Mirabilia. Ashley's Roses. And this is an older chart, and she's really pretty. And I will put in a before picture of where she was when I started this week. And I'm working in the sort of pink and green roses across the top. And I mostly worked in that hot pink color. Let me pull it like this. So I put in a ton of that hot pink color. In fact, I think I color completed that. I added some other pink colors, but the majority of the time I worked on that dark pink. And I think it looks great. I mean, it's coming right along. Okay. I also worked on Virtue, which is a long dog sampler. This is the black and white. I'm going to insert a color copy, which I always have to do. I never have it. Sorry, friends. And I will put in a before and after of this one also. I gave this a good bit of stitchy time. And it's just moving right along. So I worked mostly, actually I worked exclusively in this top 2/3. I added a couple of the, I'm sorry, I'm trying to see what you're saying and make it to where I can do one on top of the other. So I added a couple of the words in gold. I added everything on this side. Let's see. I filled in this vase. The outline was there and I filled it in. I added this stem, I added that bud, I started this flower. And let's see. On this side, I believe I also added one of the two rabbits, and I believe it was this one and this flower. Then on this side, all I've added, I filled in this vase, and then I added the stem and one bud, and then I added a couple of words. I will say I actually added more words, more letters than that. But I stitched an E, and then I glanced down to see what the next letter was that I needed to stitch and picked just a random E off of the saying that I needed to stitch, and sure enough, it was completely wrong. So I got to pick all that out. And that's okay. It is fixed. I picked everything out, so the next time that I grab it, it will at least be correct. So that's good. And then I started and completed a couple of Valentine smalls, which is so fun. Let's see. I stitched Sweet Love Pincushion by Romy's Creation. And I stitched it on 32 count taupe Lugana with sulky threads. Then I stitched 2 of Beth Twist's Heartstring Samplery. And these are like little scissor fobs. They're tiny. And I stitched the keys, and back in the back there is a little design with some hearts around it. It's kind of like this, except it's more narrow. And so here is my fob with the keys. And here's my little fob with my last initial and the little hearts. These also are on 32 count sulky with 32 count taupe Lugana with sulky threads. And then, oh no, I got to start on a Flip It by Lizzie Kate. I didn't bring the chart over here. It's a really cute Valentine chart. I think I showed the chart on my last Flosstube saying that I might start it. And I did. I got a start on it. So hopefully I can get this one finished up this week. There's the letter L for love. I need to finish that. And then there is a little bunch of roses that sits on the top third. And then there are a couple of borders, which I'm on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to do those. So those are my little Valentine smalls that I started. Okay, so for next week, my plan is to get started on this little Valentine small. It's like like a teeny tiny sampler with birds. Love birds. It's heart in hand, and the name of it is Bird in the Hand Valentine's Day. It's really cute. So I'm gonna get started on that one. And I will be using 32 count taupe Lugana and random sulky. I limited what I brought to this home. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. I will be working on my butterflies by Veronique Anjanger. They will look like this when they are completed. I am currently working on the 3 small ones in the middle, and I have finished 2 of the 3, and I would like to finish this 3rd one. So that will get some attention this week. For Mirabilia Monday, I will be working on Madonna of the Garden, which is a new start for me, it was a Christmas Day start, and I will be working in the pairs, doing my best to get some of those worked in. I'm getting close. This is where it is right now. It's looking great. Happy, happy, happy. And if I have a little bit of time, this one I'm not positive I'm going to get a chance to work on it, but I've been loving the Sunshine Stitchers are doing, between the Sunshine Stitchers and Crossed by Floss, I am in Nora Corbett heaven. So anyways, Mirabilia Monday, Nora Corbett January, right up my alley. So I'm going to be working on this one, which is a Nora Corbett, and her name is the Rain Queen. And this is how much I have finished of that. So I am really excited about this one. I haven't stitched on it in a really long time, but it's not very big, so I might be able to get some good progress in. Very exciting stuff. And then on the weekend, this weekend, I will be pulling out, I think for the 2nd time ever, Yvonne. I'm going to put her full name right here. I will be calling her Yvonne. And she is Reflet de Soie, which is my absolute favorite designer of any designer ever. This is my favorite. And so far, all I have is a little tiny top corner. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I cannot wait to pull it out. So I'll be working on that during the weekend, this upcoming weekend. So those are some of my thoughts and plans. I've got, it's nice having that little Valentine small thrown in there. It keeps things fun, and you're able to get a quick finish, which is always super fun, especially when normally I'm stitching on stuff that's 300 by 400. What is this? Oh, I lie. 317 by 327. Such an exaggerator. So anyways, those are my plans for this week, and I think it's going to be fun. I feel like there's a lot of variety. There's some more traditional sampler types of things, and some fun and whimsical things. But I thought that I would include on this Flosstube, since I will be heading back soon and leaving my little cabin, I thought I would show a few pieces of stash that I've purchased that remind me of the cabin. And I brought them with me thinking that I might be inspired to stitch one while I was here, but I've just kind of stuck with my plan. I didn't deviate too much. I've been working on, I'm so into those little smalls right now. But these are mini samplers by the Work Basket. And a lot of these things I've had for quite a while, so I don't know how easy they are to still get. But these are so cute. And the one that reminds me so much of where I am is this bottom one. I also have by Stacy, just one moment. Okay, so I also have by Stacy Nash Primitives, Houses of Barry's Chapel Road, Miss Baxter's house. And the little cabin that I have is a wood cabin, just like that. It has the natural logs on it. I just think that this is really cute. Very charming, but it's big. It's deceptive. It's 221 by 186. It's really beautiful, but it's not as small as it appears. This one is a Stony Creek. I have yet to stitch a Stony Creek. I have several of them, but I've never stitched one. And this one is Woodsy Welcome. This vehicle reminds me a lot of the type of, I don't know if it was like a Jeep or something that my grandparents had, and they used to own this cabin. This reminds, everything about this reminds me of this little cabin. Pine cone, kind of, it almost looks like it's in relief. Isn't it pretty? Oh, this one is so beautiful. So beautiful. It's called the Three Pine Sampler, and it's Jeanette Douglas, so of course it is. And it comes with all sorts of really incredible and different threads, and I've already kitted it. I have the whole kit at home. It's just gorgeous, and it has boxed herringbone, pine cones. It has tied oblongs, mosaic stitch windows. I mean, it has tons of specialty stitches and specialty threads. It's gorgeous. I love it. Oh, this one, okay. Apparently there's a theme here. Here's another Jeanette Douglas. Sorry, I'm pulling them all out of the plastic so that the glare isn't quite as bad. I'm doing this in the evening so that I don't have natural light. Oh, sorry, this is called Vintage Animals. But I'm loving like the deer and the foxes. Everything about this is just beautiful. Owl. This is Designs by Lisa, Cabin Sweet Cabin. This one is Cross My Heart. And I think that I may have seen this on the next two. I think that I saw both of these on, I am just drawing, Amy from Amy Loves Toads. I think that she owns this, and I think that she was really excited about this. But these are beautiful. It's called Nature's Notebook. So pretty. And then I know for sure that I have seen this on her channel. I guess, what did they say? Mimicry is the highest form of flattery. Something along those lines. Oh, this is Stony Creek, Christmas in the Woods. Amy has stitched this stocking, and she changed the lantern to Coleman Green. But everything about this is beautiful. I love the little cabin. So those are some of the pieces that I brought here, thinking that I would get inspired for a new big start. And truth be told, I have lots of big projects on the go. So I just have been grabbing my other really enormous projects and working on those instead. So let me put you on hold for one more second. I'm going to show you a couple things that I bought from the local quilt store, and I will be right back. Okay, so the area where I am right now, we don't have any craft stores. There's not a Joann's or a Michael's, or there's certainly not a local needlework shop. But about 30 minutes from here, we do have a local quilt store, and it is really, really good. It is a wonderful quilt store. And so I always stop in once per trip. And this time I bought some backing fabrics. So I thought that this was really sweet with those pine cones. Now that I'm teaching myself how to make tiny pillows, I feel justified in buying cutesy fabrics. Halloween, 2 Halloween fabrics. This one's so cute because it looks, you have to pay close attention to see that there are tiny pumpkins. Where are they? They're really cute. And then this is cute if you love animals, little paw prints. And then I bought, let's see, there are 21 fat quarters here, but it is just a ton of, like a lot of these, I use a lot of corals and salmon colors on my little Valentine things. And so there are lots of kind of pretty coral and salmon colors. And then some of these things that are a little bit brighter. There's maybe a purple. Oh, I don't know about that. But I mean, there are greens and all sorts of fun colors in here. So anyways, I just have a much wider assortment of things to play with for my little Valentine pieces. So I'm super excited about that. And I think my very best find was that I left in Fort Worth, I left my tweezers that I, like the cross stitch picking tweezers. I don't know what they're called. Tweezers. I left them in Fort Worth. And so when I was there, I looked for a new pair, and I should have saved the packaging, but I wanted to show you guys these tweezers. They are so long and skinny. And so when I go to frog, I don't feel like I'm picking out like one little bit at a time. I typically clip. If I frog, I toss. I mean, whatever gets frogged, typically I've made a huge error, so it all needs to go away. But I can slide these long, super skinny tweezers under, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I'm making things worse. I can slide them under multiple pieces of thread and pull out at the same time. These are the best things ever. I feel like driving back up to the quilting store and getting a second pair to keep in Fort Worth. I don't need another pair. And they come with that handy dandy protector on the tip. I love these. I've been very, very happy with them. I'd like to not have to use them, but alas, I started the wrong E, so I use them. And that's about it. As far as a life update, I do have work this upcoming Friday. So I will be heading back home soon, and which will be great to be back with my youngest daughter and my cute husband and my mother-in-law and spending time with them. And my daughter and son that are up here with me, we are just relaxing and enjoying the beautiful weather and just spending time together before they need to get back and I need to get back. And I feel very, very lucky that I've had a full month off. I realize how incredibly rare that is to be able to have a job that gives you an entire month for your Christmas holiday. So I definitely feel very, very fortunate, and we have taken full advantage of it. So anyways, I hope that you all are having a great start to your new year, and hopefully I will see you next week on Monday or Tuesday.